You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god, has he had a stroke?
Yeah, I got
Oh my god.
I got it!
Little money for my efforts?
Fine, I'll try to scrounge $1.
Come on, baby. You can give me more than just $1.
Okay, I'll scrounge together some money.
Oh, I knew you had money, baby.
Wait a minute, what? The United States of Halloween?
I'm sorry, you're not worth real money.
You cheap fucker! Cheap. You cheap bastard. Really? Are you kidding? United States of Halloween! Halloween!
Well, you don't deserve real money.
I don't... My skills...
Yeah, they were kind of sucky.
How are they... Dude, okay, maybe I'm a little bit rusty. Little bit. But come on now. I'm still better than 90% of the people that you've probably seen on polls before.
Okay, we'll give you that.
I am?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Hey! See? And look, I'm just trying to make a living. Okay?
I'll give you a few bucks next time.
I'm trying to make a living, and you bastard, playing with my money and my life and my emotions and everything with this. You're evil.
I'll give you a few bucks
evil.
next time.
Next time?
Next time.
What about me having to feed myself?
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
I need to feed myself. I need to pay my rent.
A few bucks next time.
These people, they take advantage. They use us. You use and abuse. Terrible.
Well, you are a hustler, aren't you? So you're using and abusing me too.
Let me tell you something. These people, it's time for payback. You're gonna get your payback, brother. Let me tell you something big time. We are gonna do payback in a big bad way. And we're gonna start by talking about this movie, Hustlers, right here. But you know what, before we do, I'm a little overexposed here. My man boobs and everything are overexposed.
I would say so.
And you know what? I don't think you deserve to see all of this anymore.
Okay.
I don't think you deserve to see all of this white chocolate goodness.
Okay.
Okay? This is white chocolate right here. He's too good for it. So you know what? I'm going to dress in a little bit better, something a little bit less revealing here, so that he can't take advantage of me no more.
Okay.
Let's change. Oh! Damn, man. I am glad I changed, because you want to know what? You don't deserve to see me like that.
I don't want to ever see you like that.
And here I thought I was actually going to show you my, my other trick.
Oh, God. No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, God, yeah, I'm
I had to do it to see what he do.
Oh, good Lord. Guys, welcome everybody to a brand new movie review where we talk about Hustlers. And, okay, the real interesting thing about this movie is that when the trailers came out, I think a lot of people Maybe they kind of wrote the movie off at first because I guess I could see why. It's, it looks like this, like, oh, woe is me, typical stripper movie, and, Jennifer Lopez looking sexy, and she always does, and it could have been a very superficial movie. And I could see how people would probably start to maybe not really care about that really too much. I think they would be like, oh, whatever, this is not really a great movie to really, if Jennifer Lopez is making a comeback, this ain't probably the best movie to do it. But early buzz was coming out about this movie, saying it was really good, saying Jennifer Lopez killed it in the role. So I think everybody then started to really pay attention to the movie. And I started to, and I really had no other friends that were really interested in seeing this movie except for you. You were really interested in seeing it.
Well, I love Jennifer Lopez. That's why I told you. I said, I told you once before, any movie that ever has Jennifer Lopez, I'll see. I fell in love with Jennifer Lopez. Her first big debut, movie-wise, was Selena.
Yeah, Selena, yes.
And I love that movie, and I've always loved Jennifer Lopez. And I said, I think she's a better actress than she is singer. So I've told you this when we first started doing reviews. I said certain actors, Clint Eastwood being one of them, Harrison Ford, and Jennifer Lopez. And I also mentioned another female actress, Julia Roberts. I said those certain people, if they're in a film, I'm in it. I want to see that film.
And you and for you, Jennifer Lopez is up there.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal actress, better than she is a singer. Now, this movie was just so it took you all over the place with emotions wise. My emotions were all the time because there was parts of this movie, you see what they're doing to the guys and you want to get angry, you really do, but at the same time you're kind of happy that they're kind of getting payback because you see what these guys are doing to these poor strippers. So at the same time you're angry, but at the same time you're like, hey, these guys fucking deserve it. They deserve it. So you're angry, you're happy, and you're also kind of a little bit sad at certain points of the movie because you see the trauma these girls have to go through.
Well, my thing about it is that, first and foremost, this is a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, basically, it's Ramona and Destiny, equally played by Jennifer Lopez and Constance Wu, and basically, Destiny is somebody who is really having struggles with money, trying to help, with, I believe, her mother.
Grandmother.
Her grandmother, yes.
Grandmother.
And, just trying to really, make money to get by and maybe buy a few nice things. And nobody's really helping her out. Nobody's really giving her pointers. Nobody's really, going out of their way to sort of, watch out for her. And then she sees Ramona. And she sees Ramona dancing on that pole and just literally, just how much of a rock star she is in that moment of just, how much she's really wooing the guys and really how just sort of commanding she is. Just on a simple pole, and how she's so captivating. And she's like, I want to be her.
Yep.
I want to be her. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I want to be her. And suddenly she befriends her, and, they start to have this bond, and then we're off and running in the story.
Yeah.
And I guess, let me ask you this. I mean, what did you think of the acting right off the bat?
I thought the acting was great. It was very reminiscent of the mother kind of daughter role. The last movie was like kind of a stripper, kind of prostitution type movie. Was Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I saw with Dolly Parton many years ago. And I love that movie. And it kind of reminds me like Dolly Parton played the mother role to those girls. And the same thing, Ramona's kind of playing the mother role to Destiny, and even though they're becoming friends, it's mother-daughter relationship and really showing her the ropes, and that's what I loved. I thought the acting, the chemistry between all the acting was great.
Yeah.
Cardi B made a debut in this movie.
Yeah.
She's done a few shorts. She really did make a debut. I thought that's why we took the vibrator, because there's a point in the movie where she shows the little vibrator. It was great. I thought Cardi B was wonderful. I thought the acting was phenomenal. And what I liked about this was very woman empowering movie. You didn't see a lot of the guy acting. You saw a little bit of the guys here and there, but it was basically concentrating on the woman role.
And I do want to say Constance Wu was fantastic here.
Absolutely.
Last time we saw her in a movie in the theater, we saw her in Crazy Rich Asians.
And very different roles.
Very different roles. She's done a lot of like TV. She's done some Netflix stuff. She's a really great, well-rounded actress, and she really plays the role of somebody who... See, this is what I really liked about the character of Destiny in the movies, that she tries to be this very strong female, but she's really not. She's very weak in a lot of ways.
Well, she's very lost, too.
She's lost and she's weak, but she tries to be very tough, but I think she comes across as almost like... You know how when you're a little kid and you think like, oh... I'm a big strong person and I don't need my parents anymore, and then you realize that, oh my god, I still really do, and I have to go back to them. That's how it kind of felt with her.
Well, I felt she was very lost. I also felt that she was very weak. I also felt that she kind of came into her own with the help of Jennifer Lopez
or Ramona.
Basically got her into her own. But you see in the part of the movie when her and Ramona separate, when they leave the strip club and Destiny has a child and whatever, you see she's lost all over again. She kind of needs that motherly role. She needs Jennifer Lopez to kind of say, this is what you can do, this is how we need to make money, this is what we need to do. Yeah. Without her, she's kind of lost, and she kind of needed that support from her. And what I do like in this role, even the kids did a good job. They had little kids in this movie, which you don't really see in these type of stripper movies. You never see kids. So them bringing the child aspect, I thought was very, very different, and I thought that was good. That Ramona had a kid and Dusty had a kid. I thought that was very good.
I thought it was good too. I think, like I said, I think the acting from everybody was really spot on here. Even the male actors, even somebody who Frank Whaley, I believe his name is, who plays one of the really big like millionaire people who like is in the club. He does a great job here, and I think it's easy for some of these people to maybe come across as complete and utter assholes, but I think they build characters that make you care for them, sympathize for them, yet almost feel like you're rooting for the bad guy in some ways, which I really did like. Overall, I thought the acting here was absolutely brilliant.
Well, I thought that too. That's right. There's certain people. You want to get angry at the strippers, but at the same time, you're happy for them. Because you're kind of like, you relate to the guys. You're like, well, I know what the guys are going through. I feel bad for them. But at the same time, like, I'm happy these girls are getting their payback. They're getting the money. So when I say a film, when you can relate to the characters, when those actors do such a good job and make you relate, especially when it's a true story like this, and they make you relate to those characters, it really speaks volumes to me.
Yes, it definitely does, guys. So let's get into the main part of this, which is obviously the big plot stuff itself, because, as I said earlier, this is based on a true story. Now, a lot of times with true stories, there's a certain amount of fact versus fiction. Here's the deal. I looked into this. 90-somewhat% of this movie is all true.
Oh wow, that's unheard of for a true story.
So if you there's certain things in the movie, whether it's the drugging, whether it's things that happened with people almost having a dead body on their hands, things with the women and a lot of the manipulation of the guys and everything, a lot of that stuff you could probably think is embellished, but I'm telling you guys right now, that was not embellished. It all happened. It was all true. And the
sex that went on with the clubs, that was true too?
That was all true.
Oh, wow.
It was all true. Now, the only thing that isn't true is what I found out was that Ramona and Destiny, now the real life people, that's not their real names, but they weren't that close. Oh. So they were not close like they are in the movie. So that was embellished
Oh,
for
okay.
the movie aspect. But outside of that, yes, a lot of this stuff happened for real. And I know for you, you really got into the plot stuff.
Absolutely.
You really did.
I always do that with all our reviews,
Well,
though.
yeah.
I love the plot. As I said before, for me, a movie, and I'll say this with this movie, the acting and the plot was great in this movie, but I always go over plot over acting because I said, the acting can suck, but if you have to have a strong plot. Now, if you have great acting, but the plot's just not there and just the movie's
Yeah.
horrible and goes all over directions. I forgot, there was a movie years ago I can't even remember the name of it. It was with Jennifer Lopez. Oh, I think it was Lake Placid 2, maybe, or Lake
No, she was not in the Lake Placid movie.
It was a movie with Jennifer Lopez. Oh, Anaconda.
Anaconda, yes.
And
Yes.
I
Okay.
just did not like it. I mean, I like Jennifer Lopez, and I said the plot went all over the place and went here and there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I mean, even though the acting was wonderful, it had John Voight and her, I was just like, nah, the plot was just too crazy for me. And that's my thing. You have to have a strong plot, and that's what I loved about this movie.
Well, that's what I mean, again, you have to go in, again, also remembering, guys, that basically with any, based on a true story, there is certain things like we aren't privy to any of the conversations. We don't know if all of that stuff was completely accurate. But literally, I urge you guys to read up on the actual, like true story aspects to this because it's incredibly fascinating. It really honestly is. And, here's the thing about it for me, and I don't know what you really think or not, but I looked at. See, at first, because this takes place in 2007, or at least it starts out there. And, Jennifer Lopez, Ramona's telling Destiny, this is who these guys are. You get the lower guys who, are lower on them. Because all these people are Wall Street guys.
They're called whales. Basically, in
Yes.
Las Vegas, you have somebody that's a small whale, a medium whale, and then a giant whale.
Giant whale.
And that's what you have. And what I liked about this movie, 2007 is right before the stock market crash.
Absolutely.
Everything was going great. The government kind of hid a lot of things and whatever. And then 2008, Obama took over and boom, giant recession, almost a depression.
Yes.
It was almost a depression. And it just, nobody had money anymore. And there was a lot of corruption. The thing is, they were going after these big guys. There was a lot of corruption. So there was no more money.
There was no more money to be had. But what was really interesting at first, while everything was going good and the big business and everything, you really felt sorry for the girls. You really felt sorry because you looked at these guys, and these guys, there's times where, they're like trying to do a lap dance, and the guys are like, they're asking them questions about their daddies and everything like that.
Well, they're into weird fetishes.
Weird fetish stuff, and you're like, these guys are, oh my god, man, and you're thinking to yourself, like, these are the low scum of the earth guys, and even though they're controlling money and they're very powerful people, yeah, they could be really some of the most despicable human beings.
Well, that's why I was kind of happy when they took advantage. Well, there's a scene in the movie, and this is a spoiler, but they actually showed it in the trailer. There's a scene where Ramona, Destiny, they're friends, whatever, the collapse. They're still going to the clubs, and they're doing whatever to make money. This is before they have this big hustler scheme to drug the guys.
Yes.
And they looked at Ramona, and she's too old. They looked at her,
Yes.
and they said, we don't want you, we want her.
We want her.
And that's when Ramona, her idea clicked. She realized, I'm not going to make money doing the regular stripping thing. I'm too old. I gotta do something else to make money. And then Destiny, I think, looked and said, well, I'm kind of becoming old too. I'm a mom too. I'm becoming old. And I think that's what really changed the dynamic, even the true story. A lot of these strippers, in real life, in any profession, you realize I'm too old to do this. I have to do something else to make money.
Well, I think at the end of the day, you could have ended the movie at a certain point and said, oh okay, the strippers are the good guys, these Wall Street guys are the bad guys, and that's it. But then the tables turn, and then suddenly when they're starting to drug the guys and take their credit card and just spend $50,000
They
or
became too
more.
greedy. Even Destiny said that we are taking too much money. We are draining our regulars.
But it's not just that. At a certain point, you say to yourself, like, these guys. See, I don't want these guys to take advantage of the women, but at the end of the day, it is free will. When you drug somebody, there is no longer free will. Yes, they're giving you their card, but they're giving you their card under really,
Well, as they showed in the trailer too, they signed the signature.
Well, they did, and also there's a scene in the movie where Ramona, Destiny is saying something. Oh my God, is this right? And oh my God, are we doing the right thing here? And she's like, well, if they go to the cops, what are they gonna say? I spent $50,000 at a strip club.
And that's why they
me?
thought they were untouchable. They thought they were untouchable until one guy. What they did, which destroyed them, and this was basically a true story. If you look
Yeah,
up,
it did. Yes.
They took his Not only did they take his regular credit card.
Yes.
They took his corporate credit card.
Yes.
He lost his house. His wife divorced him. This guy lost everything. His wife divorced him. She's like, oh, he's at a strip club. He lost his job and his house.
Yes.
So that's why he stepped up to the cops and said, I lost it. What more can I lose? You took everything from me. They went too far. And that, if you look at the true story, they went too far. If they didn't go this far, they probably never got caught.
They probably would have never got caught. But you have to understand that if you're a cop and somebody calls you up on the phone and says, oh my God, I got drugged by strippers, and just like in the movie, the cop hangs
It's
up
funny.
because the cop's like, get out of here. And that's when he kept calling back and eventually they said, well, if this guy keep calling back, clearly he's either A, just continuing to fuck with us just for the sake of fucking with us, or maybe this guy actually has a story that's worth telling.
And remember, society, when we think of strippers and prostitutes and escorts, we think of their low end of the society. We think they're desperate, whatever. Most society throws them away. Like, I was telling Seth this. If a stripper gets killed, a prostitute gets killed, it's like, okay, it doesn't make news, it's not on the news, nobody cares. Only when like 15 of them are killed and there's a murderer killing 15, then it touched, 15 are killed, now we'll do something about it. So the thing is, for them to think, oh my God, these strippers have enough brains to drug these guys, get money from these guys. Most cops think, oh, strippers are stupid and they're dumb. Why do you think they do what they do or whatever? They don't think they're as intelligent to have such a lucrative scam going on.
It was hugely creative at the time. It was something no one else was doing, and once it was popular, every other person was doing it at that point. And then the problem is that then at a certain point you bring in other people, and that's when trouble happens, and that's when things go overboard. And I like how in the movie slowly the relationship and everything between Ramona and Destiny really breaks apart, because you can see at a certain point Ramona no longer really cares. I mean, she cares, but she cares about other things outside of what's really going on. Mm-hmm. Where Destiny really cares, and then suddenly, the relationship split apart, things happen, and I like that. I like how once you're successful, when you're poor and you're going against the man, for some reason, there's a camaraderie there. Once you make a lot of money and suddenly there's a lot of money on the line, suddenly there's jealousy that happens, suddenly there's finger pointing and guilt, and there's a lot of things that happen. I really like that aspect to it quite a bit. I thought that was really, really strong. On top of the strong plot here, I also have to say that there's other things that are really great here. I thought the dancing sequences were great. I thought Jennifer Lopez worked her fucking ass off.
Well, she has the skill. She's been dancing. That was her first career.
She started as a fly girl on In Living Color.
She was a dancer.
Yes.
Then she was a singer. Then she was an actress. So she has the skills to be able to do this.
She has the skills, but, she's probably a little rusty. She probably had to do a lot of training. She did a great job. I thought Constance Wu did a great job with that. I also really like the comedy here. Because even though it's a dark story at times, I think the comedy really works. Whether it's, how Ramona goes into explaining what these certain guys do, the certain fetishes and whatnot, to certain moments that's even in the trailer where this guy almost died. They take him to the hospital, and Constance was like, "Oh my God, my husband, help my husband!" Ah! And it's like, it just gets in the car and drives, and it's like, be hysterical, get him gone, and then go on to the next.
Yeah.
I love it. I thought the comedy here worked really, really well. I thought it was fantastic. It's funny because there's not many stripper movies that I like, to be honest with you. There's Showgirls.
Horrible movie. I hated Showgirls.
I love Showgirls.
I hated
Oh
Showgirls.
my God, Showgirls.
And it got horrible reviews and made very little money in the box office. It was a horrible, horrible movie.
Oh, I love Showgirls, guys. Oh my God, Showgirls. Striptease.
Striptease was a good movie.
With Demi Moore.
Striptease was a good movie.
Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds alone is really great, but and I there's a certain amount of me that thought to myself, is this gonna equal those? Is it gonna be better than those? And at the same time, all I was hearing was, oh, well, there's Oscar buzz here for Jennifer Lopez, and there was a lot of things here that was really that was in the movie's favor, but yet I felt like if you overhype this thing too much, it could really go off the rails. It's one of the tough ones, man. I'm not gonna lie, it really is. There was high expectations for it, and there was certain expectations that it could have been a real dud. Did it succeed or not? Well, it's time to find out. What's your final thoughts and grade rating on Hustlers?
I thought the plot was amazing. I thought the acting was amazing. I thought the chemistry between the characters was great. Very little I really didn't like about the movie.
Was there anything you didn't like?
There was a
actually?
few things I didn't like. The roller coaster of emotions was sometimes a little bit too much for me. That's what I was trying to get into earlier, where basically 1 minute you're angry, happy, sad. I like a little bit of pause between emotions. Like, I like to be angry for a few minutes, happy for a second. Not everything all at once. That was a little bit too much for me, because you wanted to hate some characters, be angry, be sad, be happy. It was a little bit too much. And because of that, I think that roller coaster, like trying to figure out how you're supposed to feel, I didn't like. And I'd say basically because of that reason, I'm going to give this movie probably a B+. I won't give it an A, but I'll give it a B+.
Okay, I will say this movie is directed by Lorene Scafaria. Now, truth be told, not many people will know that name. I actually know it because she directed a movie with Steve Carell called Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. And I actually really like that movie quite a bit. I actually have it in my collection. And I think it's a really interesting sort of like end of the world sort of dramedy in a lot of ways. And she hasn't really directed much. This is one of her like only like major directorial credits, along with Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. She did a great job, man. She got the performances she wanted. She knew how to tell this story pretty accurately. And I like how she was able to tell the story through flashbacks, but yet bring in sort of, the modern day aspect of it as well. Because it jumps around. It jumps from like 2000, I think like 2008 till about 2017, 2000.
I think 2017.
2017 or something. So it definitely
It's definitely, I think, over a 10-year period.
A 10-year time period, and I think she really goes out of her way to tell a really accurate and really great and emotionally charged story. I also want to say this, as far as the acting is concerned, somebody we didn't talk about was Julia Stiles.
Oh, yes.
Julia Stiles did an awesome job. You're talking about somebody who...
Well, I think the problem is she did an awesome job, but she wasn't a big figure. That's why we didn't talk about her. She wasn't the centerpiece.
But what I liked about Julia Stiles in this movie was that she was a great counterpart to all the craziness that was going on. because she plays this sort of journalist who's doing this story, and what's really interesting about it is she's very plain Jane, but again it works in the backdrop of so many ridiculous things happening.
She's the stability you need.
Yes, and I thought Julia Stiles did a great job here. I thought all the people did, even Cardi B, who I actually thought I was looking at Nicki Minaj. So I don't know who the hell Cardi B is, guys. So,
God, they're gonna hate you in this review when you say Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. A lot of people like one or the other, not both.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know who the hell was what. Okay, but I really did like the movie, man. I thought the story was dynamic. I thought just how crazy the true life tale is, and the fact that most of it is true, and the fact that it was just ripe for an adaptation into a movie, and I thought they got it right. I was worried it wasn't going to live up to the sort of quality of my stripper movies like Showgirls and Striptease.
Although Striptease was great, Showgirls sucked.
Don't listen to him. That being said, I thought it delivered everything and much more. It's a very interesting and very unique tale. The performances are great. And let me ask you this, actually, before I get to my grade rating. Do you believe the hype? Do you think that Jennifer Lopez could get an Oscar nomination for this?
Absolutely.
You do?
Absolutely.
Really? I think she could. I think she did a phenomenal job, way better than I thought.
The problem is it was released in September, and you still got October, November, December, and January. So you got a big period of time. If this was released maybe December, you'd have a higher shot. Remember, the movies that are normally nominated are usually between December and January. That's when that's when the big movies come out, and that's the problem. It was if they wanted an Oscar or anything, they would have to release it later in the year.
Yeah, I'm hoping the performance still lasts in people's minds. I'm hoping it does, and I think actually what's going to benefit this movie as well is that because it's coming out in September, in a few months' time it will hit on Blu-ray and DVD, so it'll be out there in the consciousness yet again. So I think Jennifer Lopez does have a good shot. Like I said, this is a really strong movie. It's one that might be flying a little bit under the radar for some people. But I think just for the true life tale alone, it's worth it. I am going to give it a high B+. Oh,
wow.
I really did enjoy A Quiet Eat a bit. And, even if you don't enjoy the true life tale or Jennifer Lopez or anything, then the one thing you can enjoy is Cardi B and
her boyfriend.
Oh. It
died.
It's already ran out of battery.
She killed her boyfriend.
It doesn't last long with Cardi B, apparently. Yes, I know I'm back in my attire again, but you want to know what? I still need to make money. I still need to pay the rent, keep the lights on and everything. And clearly, right now, I'm not making a lot off of YouTube, so clearly I got to do something to make the cash. So, and honestly, since you're my only client, do you have any real money this time?
No.
Well, if I do enough, maybe can I get more money?
If you do enough, maybe I'll give you $10.
Ooh! Anything for a $10 bill. So let me do this here. So
That's just about $5.
Are you kidding me? Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think of Hustlers, Jennifer Lopez in her role. What do you think about the true life story? How crazy it actually is. And, we'll be back next time with, a lot less of this because I can only show it off every now and again because, I gotta keep my dancing style secret. But in the meantime, I guess I gotta catch back up to the other $5 that I now apparently lost. So,
Okay, we'll give you the other $5.
Oh, baby! I told you. See, I win it back immediately. Guys, see you later.